Longest minute, yep, absolutely. Super Bowl conversation in the last minute before the meeting starts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 6 o'clock, and I'd like to call the February 2nd meeting of the Columbia County Planning Commission to order. If you'd stand with us, Commissioner Gallius will deliver the invocation. Commissioner Noah will lead us in the pledge.
Our great and high Lord, we thank you for the blessings that are among us and around us. We thank you for a fair community. Thank you for the weather, the blessings of our first responders as they look after us. We ask you for guidance, for leadership, government at all levels. And we ask you to reside among us now as we consider the matters for the health and operation of our county. Amen.
Pledge allegiance. Flag. United States of America. The Republic. Stands. One nation. God. Indivisible.
I was waiting for you to include, you hope Tom Brady pulls a hamstring. Help the Falcons out.
Yeah.
We do have quorum here tonight with all 5 commissioners present. Gentlemen, we do need to consider the minutes from the previous meeting, which I was absent. Are there any amendments or changes that you need to make for the record? If not, I would like to have a motion for approval, please.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve last meeting.
Do we hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? And I will abstain since I was absent. Motion is approved 4-0. Gentlemen, we've had an opportunity to go through the agenda. Are there any additions or amendments to the agenda as it was presented in our gathering before this meeting? Seeing none, I'll accept a motion for approval as the agenda is currently displayed.
So moved.
Do I hear a second? All in favor? Motion to approve carries 5-0. We have no presentations tonight. We have nothing under Section H of the H1 of the debate agenda. However, we do have some new business. Ms. Hall, I believe we have 3 massage operators licenses to be presented tonight. Okay, before you do that, let me read this one statement, Ms. Hall. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to clarify that the Planning Commission is a recommending body to the Columbia County Board of Commissioners. The decisions made on rezoning and variance requests tonight will be forwarded to the Commissioners for final action on February 21st, 2017 at 6 p.m. in these chambers. If you wish to address the Board of Commissioners, please see Ms. Liz to obtain a request to speak form. During public meetings or public hearings in our meeting were less formal. If you would like to get up and give us a couple of minutes of your opinion, either for or against a particular issue that we're hearing tonight, raise your hand. We'll acknowledge you, and if you come forward to the microphone here, we'll get your name, home address, and listen to the information you'd like to have these gentlemen consider. That, Ms. Hall?
And just to clarify, Mr. Chair, these massage operators licenses stop at Planning Commission. So you guys are the last right. Straw.
And they are not public hearings?
Not public hearings in the sense of a rezoning or variance, but you are welcome to ask anybody out to speak if they'd like.
With that?
Good evening. First one I have is Embody Massage. Emma Anderson is the massage therapist. She'll be performing massages at 4573A Cox Road, and we recommend approval.
Okay. Gentlemen, we're going to handle these 3 individually, so I need a motion either for or against or to table.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve massage operator's license for Embody Massage LLC.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve carries 5-0. Ms. Hall, item 2.
The second one is for Marion Kirsting. She'll be performing massage on premise as well as providing mobile massage services from 7013 Evanstown Center Boulevard, Suite 201, and I recommend approval.
Gentlemen, any questions to staff? Okay, if not, we need a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approve the massage operator's license for Awaken Salon and Spa.
Do you hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Oh, hang on.
That wasn't for Awaken Salon and Spa.
It was for
It's for Marion Kirsting.
Kirsting.
Marion Kirsting.
Is that a typo in the?
No, it says Awaken
It does say
Salon.
It does
and
Awaken
Spa.
Salon and Spa.
Marion Kirsting is the applicant. So it'll be for her to
that
have the
correct?
operator's license.
Did I say it
Is that even related?
No, she may be operating out of that area. I don't see her.
Okay.
It was definitely just for
not-
So is it just for Marion?
It's just for her as an individual.
Kirsting.
Someone else is actually the owner of the salon. She's rent space.
Okay, well, then I move to approve the massage operator's license for Marion Kirsting.
And I'll second.
Second hold. Okay. Gentlemen, any discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve carries 5-0. Ms. Hall, number 3.
Number 3, we have Ms. Yang. I'm not going to attempt to say the first name. For Perfect Spa Salon and Spa at 131 Davis Road. Ms. Yang does not meet the qualifications for an operator's license. She actually doesn't meet 2 of the qualifications. The first one being that she is not a alien lawfully admitted for permanent residence into the United States. She's only admitted for temporary. And then she also cannot meet the qualification for use of premises for illegal activity. There was recently arrest on the property for herself and 2 of her employees for inappropriate activity at that location. So I'm recommending denial of that license.
Gentlemen, do you have any questions? I think you received the information that was posted on websites for 2 TV stations that support what Ms. Hall says about the lewd and lascivious behavior that they were arrested for. I also confirmed the arrest with Clay Whittle as well to confirm what was in the staff report. So, gentlemen, I need a motion either to approve, deny, or table.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to deny Perfect Salon and Spa, Ms. Yang, for this massage operator's license.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Only discussion I'd like to say is this is exactly what the operator's license is how it's supposed to function. And it gives us an opportunity to have a little more control. So, that being said, all in favor? Motion to deny passes 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Hall.
Thank you.
And Ms. Bolte, temporary use permit.
Yes, sir. This is a request for a temporary use permit for a construction office to be located at 4263 Washington Road. The property is currently zoned C2. It's general commercial. The trailer is located at the front of the property. You can see it located there with the star, and there's a picture of the trailer, and staff is recommending approval.
Not a public hearing. Gentlemen, do you have any questions of staff? Seeing none, we need a motion for approval or denial.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the temporary use permit for trailer at 4263 Washington Road.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve the temporary use permit passes 5-0. We have no conceptual plans, preliminary plats, or final plats. We do have a plan revision. Mr. Butler, file RZ 170204. This is a public hearing.
Hello, Chair. This is a request for an S1 special revision, 309, 311, and 313 Furious Ferry Road. Property was rezoned in 2015 with the current S1 for retirement and senior living facility. They're requesting a revision to primarily the proposed uses and kind of rearranging some of the acreages of the other uses. Applicant is 313 Furious Ferry LLC. Property is located on the north side of Furious Ferry Road, the location here. Being currently zoned S1, does have R3 pretty much around most of the property, and then a PUD to the north, and also C2 across Furious Ferry Road to the south. Aerial view of the site. Again, it is several different parcels that will be combined before the property is developed. Also, you have a street view of the site. Again, currently undeveloped. This is the adopted plan. Yes, it is upside down. There's a reason for that. I'm not going that crazy yet. What they've done with the revision primarily is to this area here, and also this area at the back. And if we can go next to the proposed plan, the biggest change again is adding the medical office to the front of the property here at Furious Ferry Road. Staff is comfortable with that revision. Again, we've seen Furious Ferry Road have quite a bit of medical uses on it. And that makes a lot of sense to have that as part of an overall retirement community. They have changed, again, some of the acreages have changed a little bit. The biggest being back here, the assisted living and memory care unit, which is going to be the first thing they're going to build, has increased by a little over 2 acres. And then also the bar and riding amenity has increased. They've kind of combined the independent living nursing home and also senior living cottages and independent living. Those two have been combined a little bit. The nursing home side of it, they wanted a little flexibility on that. In terms of the overall number of units, they originally had 361 with the original plan, and they are still at 361 with this plan. Again, kind of what is modified the most is the nursing home has kind of been thrown, or has kind of been added into the independent unit side of it. The road has changed. It's not really easy to make out, but there's going to be 3 entrances on Furious Ferry Road. You're going to have the primary in the middle, which will then lead back to the back of the property here. This will have connectivity through essentially this area here, and then of course the medical offices will have their entrances here and here. There has been some discussion about modifying the road location a little bit, and we're kind of going to handle that at staff level. In terms of the comprehensive plan, this fits for the area. It is a residential area around it, but it does meet those requirements. And staff does recommend approval with the following condition. Buffers must be undisturbed and supplemented with additional plantings required to create an opaque screen. There's no grading to the buffer areas. This is a carryover from the original rezoning, so we're not adding any more conditions. That same condition says. That concludes staff recommendation.
All right, thanks, sir. Gentlemen, any questions of staff?
Yeah, I've got a couple, Mr. Butler. It says under planning in the staff report, stormwater quality will be required. Why put that in? Won't it be required anyway?
Was under the planning comments?
It's under the comments.
Yeah, that's a typical comment from stormwater.
I
It
just
has to have stormwater quality on any kind of commercial development. So,
Wasn't aware.
yeah, it's a.
Why say it?
It's just to make sure they know about it. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the comments, is to make sure that there are things in there that, hey, we hope they're aware of, but again, we're just making sure as the county reviews these things that we're being as upfront as possible. Here's what you're gonna have to do when you come back and develop a piece of property.
Okay.
That's why there's like the fire code, it says applicable fire codes will apply,
Yeah.
building codes, these are gonna apply. Yeah, they're pretty normal comments, but at the same time, they're in there just to be sure that the developer is aware that, yes.
And then under planning, staff encourages the applicant to consider an emergency exit access at the rear of the site.
Yeah, that is, again, a facility like this that is, we would consider a critical facility. If they were, and again, at this point, we can't really say you have to do this. It's one of those, hey, we think it's gonna be a good idea. And let's say something catastrophic happens and they lose all ability to cross any of these roads. You have the back of memory care facility, and you could have an easement across this property that's emergency access only.
Oh, okay, so there aren't houses back there.
There is a house there. They have to acquire easement for that to make that happen. It's one of those, hey, we think it's be a good idea. Not going to make you do it, but you might want to consider it.
But we haven't talked too early to talk to the person that owns that house.
Yeah, the time to do that the applicant would be the one to do that, not us. One of kind of an FYI kind of thing.
And then under that planning, it may be beneficial to consider a master sign plan. That
Sure.
sounds like it'd be a good idea. They'll probably do that anyway.
It's, again, one of those things where we're being upfront with our comments, saying, hey, we think this might be a good idea. It would help you out, in the future when you come back for sign permits. Allows you to create a overall theme to your entire development if you do that. So that's why that's in there. Again, it's one of those, we think it'd be a good idea. You don't have to do it. Just comment.
Wouldn't want them to end up in the barn when they're looking for the.
That'd be a good reason to have one. So,
Okay.
Wayfinding.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing. Is the applicant here this evening?
Bill Quarter with Blue Water Engineering, 842 Sparkleberry Road. The applicant couldn't make it tonight. They asked me to attend on their behalf. I'm the project engineer.
I've got a question about the riding ring.
Okay?
They've tripled the size. Originally, they were gonna have many horses there, a few of them, so the residents could have a little part-time activity and that kind of thing.
Right.
Is that still the plan, or are they gonna board larger horses? Because, again, horses and houses, I've always heard don't get along real well. And
I don't know
increasing-
the specifics on the riding ring. I just know that there's a small one out there that had been used in the past, and they do intend to have some horses on the property. I don't know the extent of that.
Sorry, the applicant can't be, I mean, not that you answer some questions, but I've got a whole slew of them, but it's mainly developer. And I understand all this, I mean, this is just a modification.
Right.
But,
Some of the questions that you have, I may have answers to. We've had a lot of discussion with the developer and their planners, so if you want to just,
well, it says they're going to have a bar.
a bar?
A
Yeah,
bar.
I don't know about that one.
Okay. And they talk about out parcels that could have dry cleaners and all that. And this is conceptual
Right.
still. You're gonna, and I think it's a good idea, but they've got a whole list of things. I don't know whether they'd have to come back to us or not.
They would. Strickland, wouldn't they, if they were gonna add additional uses, because medical office is the only thing that got designated, they were gonna do other professional,
I'll
commercial.
defer to you on that one.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. A lot of that was in their original narrative, and also may visit the development to provide serve their customers who may or may not be capable of driving. Again, the caveat there is may visit the development. They're not saying that you're going to have dry cleaner on premises. Now, they probably are going to have a beauty parlor and barber shop. That's pretty typical for a senior living facility. The one that was just approved a few months ago on Furious Ferry, the Claiborne, they're going to have a very similar number of uses. Again, that's very typical for a retirement community like this. They're not going to have, out here on Furious Ferry, a dry cleaner business.
That's what I was
people
wondering.
visiting.
We're approving the whole concept and thing is a medical. Adding, I understand for a senior living facility, you would have some of those things. Mr. Corder, they also said that a bike path that would be parts.
Right. And again, we're at the concept level, so to my knowledge, there hasn't been a specific design for the bike path. Just to help you understand, right now, their plan is to focus on the assisted living and memory care for phase one. And that is our project at this point, that site, and then getting the infrastructure to that. The other sites will be developed in different phases in the future. To my knowledge, there's not even a timeline for those other phases yet.
Yeah, I saw it said market conditions,
Right.
5 years, 10 years.
Right. So generally speaking, I think the other ancillary uses, the barber shop and those types of things, are going to be for the community. So you're not going to have a barber shop on Furious Ferry for anybody to walk in. It would be a barber shop specifically for this community.
Even the bar?
Yes. Or maybe for someone who comes in
And
who's a
visits?
family member.
Okay.
In one of the shopping carts.
With a shopping cart, yeah, right.
And the shopping cart thing, did you get that from the under development standards?
I got it under the write-up.
Yeah, under development standards, right? Go.
Yeah.
Okay. What they're talking about there, in a parking lot or on a trail, you can't exceed a certain amount of slope. And that's what they're talking about. If you have a shopping cart and you let go of it, it's going to run away from it. That's what they're talking about. They're not saying that it's they're going to have a trail that's going to be specifically for grocery carts. they could have the ability for that because of the grade.
Would be something for downtown Atlanta, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. They're talking about the grades there. That's
Okay,
kind of an
so
odd way to
the me-
illustrate it.
That's the measurement of
Yeah.
the grade.
Yeah, 3 to 4%.
Okay.
Just given a standard,
Yeah.
I think we
ADA standard.
asked this question earlier. What ordinances are there that in the county, within this area of the county, that limit the number of horses on this property? Is there no limit? They could just have as many as they want? I know the idea is, no ordinance that says
Right. No,
10, 12, 15.
you're right. There's really no limit other than the fact that any use on a site is subject to the nuisance. Absent a specific allowance for horses, if you have so many horses on your site that it becomes a nuisance to surrounding property owners, that's a legitimate complaint.
But it has to become a nuisance.
It has to become a nuisance.
complaint instead of just
No, that's
pointing
exactly
out
right.
the obvious in advance.
Exactly right. If, like in this case, they're pointing out that they want to keep a certain number of horses on the site in a certain area, and they're specific, say this is approved, then that would be an allowance to allow horses on the site. As long as they don't feed that number or the size of the area allowed for horses, allowed to keep those horses.
So they can have chickens and goats?
Any lot in the county is actually allowed to have small-scale residential agriculture,
Unless the covenants prohibit it.
unless your neighborhood covenants prohibit it, or unless it becomes a nuisance to your neighbor.
I would assume that if a motion to approve is made, you could probably, as a condition, put a number of horses that would be allowable unless
I can't draw on here, but are these home lots right
Are.
above here?
Correct.
they are.
So we're gonna have a horse farm backyard of these 3 or 4 people right here. I don't know if those people are here in the room.
It's actually really similar to what you have a little farther up Furious Ferry Road, right behind Walgreens. There's a rescue farm right behind Walgreens
No issue with that.
that I've heard. We don't typically get complaints about that operation. Not saying this is going to be.
And I'd also like to point out that they had horses on the property previously.
Had
Yes,
on
there's
the
a
entire
horse,
property, not in a 2-acre.
no, in this area, there's a horse barn and an old riding ring in that area. It may be visible from the aerial view.
So ma'am, would you mind coming up here with Mr. Corder for just a minute? Give us your name and home address.
Barbara White, 3662 Marlborough Street,
Okay, so how long have you lived there?
since 1978, except for 3
Okay,
years.
so you don't have a problem? What would be,
I don't want them to
you
cut
see-
down all the trees,
okay?
because it's so nice to have the trees back there. That's one reason we bought that property, because it backed up to where trees were.
You said they had horses there while you lived in your home, and you had no issue with.
No, sometimes we'd give them carrots and stuff.
The other neighbors had no problem either?
Not that I know of. I mean, one person has a gate, he could go over there and things.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Like they could be therapy horses. Mr. Corder, where is Phase 1? I can't write on this. Where would it be?
Phase 1 would be parcel 1, which would be
Back.
the parcel in the back, and then the road connectivity to it.
Not the medical office?
No, the only thing that would be built in Phase 1 is this parcel here and the infrastructure to get to that parcel.
Okay, so no idea. How many phases are there? No idea. I mean, are there
How many phases?
phases?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are
Oh.
basically 5 parcels, which would be 5 phases. It's possible that they could build more than one at the same time. But the only thing that's really on the table right now is the assisted living memory care phase.
So the colors would correspond with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
But they intend to put in the infrastructure for the entire development with phase one?
Well, whatever road system.
Okay.
There's already sewer that runs through the entire property, so that will essentially be connected in each phase. There's a water line that runs back here, so we'll probably connect to that in the first phase, and then make a connection on Furious Ferry in the future. So the first phase will essentially be the brown parcel and then the roadway system to it, and whatever utilities would need to run along that roadway.
Gentlemen, any other questions for Mr. Corder? All right, thank you, sir. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak either for or against this particular rezoning? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and accept a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve file RZ 17-02.
Do I hear a second?
With the condition.
Conditions. I'll
Okay.
second with conditions.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve carries 5-0. All right, Mr. Butler, file RZ 170201.
Mr. Chair, it's an application for a rezoning at 2723 Louisville Road from S1 or from RA Resident Agricultural to S1 Special. The conditional use is for a place of worship and a cemetery. Existing use is already a church and cemetery. This is the location of the property. You get on the east side of Louisville Road, just down from Tubman Road. Again, all adjacent property is currently zoned RA. There's an aerial view of the property. Again, the church has been there for quite some time. Kind of what prompted this is they were going to do an addition on the front, and in order to do that, they need to be zoned correctly, and so that's why we're going through all this. And again, that shows the existing site. The addition would be right here on the front of this building. In terms of future land use map, this is the rural Coyote Creek area. A religious use is perfectly fine for this area. And staff does recommend approval of the request for rezone to S1 special with conditional use, plus worship and a cemetery. Staff recommendation.
This is a public hearing. Is the applicant here this evening? This is, you can send a representative forward for any questions from the commissioners here. Just give us your name and home address, please.
My name is Willie Bennett, 5474 Tubman Road, and I'm applicant for this partial land for Latham Grove Baptist Church. And like Mr. Butler was just saying, we just want to do some addition on the front. And we want to add addition on the front. And I talked to Mr. Butler, and we have, as far as I know, we have did everything to come up to appliance to have it rezoned. So, as far as I know, I have.
What do y'all add to the front of the
Well,
church?
what we're doing, we adding we adding, it's a 16 by, whatever the width of the church, to the front. We putting bathrooms on each side and changing the interior, changing the front door to go in and putting the handicap ramp from the front down the side.
All right, gentlemen, have you got any questions? And any additions will match the existing facade of the building?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna match.
All right.
Everything will be,
All right, thank you, sir.
all right.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak either for or against this particular rezoning? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and accept a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve RZ 170201, rezoning from RA agricultural to S1.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve carries 5-0. Ms. Bolte, file RZ 170202.
Yes, sir. This is a request for a conditional use for massage at 620 Ponder Place Drive. This property is located on the north side of Ponder Place Drive off North Bel Air Road and is currently zoned P1 Professional. This conditional use is for Rosewater Spa, which currently operates in Ponder Place off of in a different building. They're looking to relocate to this site to give them some room to expand their business and are requesting the conditional use so they can continue operating the massage services at the new location. And staff is recommending approval.
This is a public hearing. Is the applicant here this evening? Yes, ma'am. Would you mind coming forward, give us your name and home address, and give us any additional information you'd like us to have?
My name is Rebecca Edwards. My home address is 2607 Waits Drive, Grovetown. Currently we're in the second floor of the Harmony Medical Building at 902 Ponder Place, and we're looking to move our location to 620 Ponder Place into Mr. Mark Herbert's building there. We're actually in at least a purchase agreement with him, and so we're looking to expand our square footage by about double. It's become a necessity because we've outgrown our space very quickly. Answer any questions you have. I do have pictures of our current location, how it looks in the interior, and what we're looking to do in the future is just make it kind of be just like this, but at our new location.
Gentlemen, any questions? I'm glad to hear business is good. We got a lot of tense people out here, I guess.
That's right. I know. No,
All right.
We're very thankful.
What kind of massage will you be?
So we don't just offer massage. We also like facials, waxing, things like that.
Okay.
But specifically massage therapy, we have. I might be able to. Let me see. Deep tissue, therapeutic, Swedish massage, medical massage. Thank you. So I have a massage therapist with me. She'll probably be able to tell you a little bit better. But yeah, just what we're currently offering, but at the location down the road, which is, like I said, about 2 times bigger, and it'll help with us. We've been very thankful. We've grown considerably in our current location and have grown out.
So are you going to hire more massage therapists?
We hope to, but that'll be dependent on, organic growth of our current facility, because I'm young and I'm trying to learn how to handle all of these personalities, so I don't know yet.
Never will.
I know. I have enough on my plate right now, but definitely, we're using every closet, every underneath every therapy bed we have for storage, and we're actually going to have a lot more room for storage as well, and so this space will fit us a lot better. We currently have 1 bathroom, and this has 4, and with turnover periods over the hour, becomes very congested, so that will be a good feature as well for us. Thank you.
Awesome. Gentlemen, any more questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either for or against this particular rezoning? None. I'll close the public hearing and accept a motion.
Chair, I make a motion to approve the request for conditional massage at 620 Ponder Place Drive.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve carries 5-0. Last public hearing of the evening, Ms. Bolte, file RZ 170203.
Yes, sir. This is a request for a rezoning from M1 Light Industrial to RA Residential Agriculture for a 3-acre portion of the property at 3872 Gordon Highway. This property is located on the north side of Gordon Highway and actually fronts on Old Augusta Highway, the 3-acre portion they're looking to rezone. It is currently zoned M1 Light Industrial, as are the surrounding properties. They're between Old Augusta Highway and Gordon Highway. Properties on the north side and west side of Old Augusta Highway are still zoned residential agriculture. This zoning was put in place when the county originally initiated zoning. This is the 1979 zoning map, and you can see that this whole strip was M1 at that time. Despite that, this area has remained primarily residential in use, and the applicant is requesting this rezoning in order to build a house on the property. This is the current site, that portion fronting Old Augusta Highway. And on the future land use map, this area is in the rural character area, so this residential agricultural zoning request, it is very appropriate to this location, and staff recommends approval.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Is the applicant here this evening? Yes, sir. If you'd like to come forward, give us your name, home address, and any additional information you'd like us to have.
My name is Morris Beard. I grew up on the property adjacent to it. My family still lives there, adjacent to the property, and I want to build a home there. And that's what I'm looking to do right now.
Gentlemen, any questions? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either for or against this particular rezoning? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and accept a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve the request for rezoning from M1 to RA for the 3 acres of the property located at 3872 Gordon
Your second.
Highway.
Second.
File number RZ 170203.
Second still holds? All right. Any discussion? All in favor? To approve carries 5-0. That concludes our public hearings for the evening. We have no legal matters. Any staff or commissioner comments? No Falcons? No Rise Up? No nothing? Okay. Any public comments?
Falcons, rise up.
Rise Up. All right, no public comments? Okay, gentlemen, need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Motion to adjourn carries 5-0 at 6:36. Next Planning Commission meeting will be February 16th, 2017, and at 6 p.m. in these chambers. Thank you for coming out.